Hey guys, it's me Carly coming at you with another video, and this video I want to talk about the Flareverse versus the DC cinematic universe. And in specifically the difference in how they treat the moms of the heroes in the Flareverse on the CW Arrow superhero verse versus the cinematic universe. And on the CW verse, everyone's mom, like, I feel like they give moms a really bad name, or they try to find excuses to throw moms under the buses. I'm reaching for my headband. And it's like, why? Because, and the only characters that I've noticed who seem to have somewhat healthy relationships with their moms was Oliver and Moira, except Moira was manipulative, and I mean, she had good intentions, but Oliver and Moira and Thea all had a good relationship with their mother. No, Oliver and Thea had a good relationship with their mother, Moira, before she was killed. But, like, it kind of got tainted because Moira slept with Merlin got pregnant by Merlin with Thea. And then Felicity kind of just tore that whole family apart. And it was, like, it was none of Felicity's fucking business, okay? Sorry, but it wasn't. So yeah. And then the other thing is that, and then like Oliver tried to distance himself from his mom, and it's like, well, your dad did shitty things too. I mean, you made a kill list after your dad, and like, you're not gonna question his morals. I mean, and you later in the season, you were like, oh, yeah, Dad wasn't a good guy. It's like it was totally forgotten about, and it was never brought up again that Robert killed someone. But, I mean, this was like a few seasons after Moira was killed. But no, like, we had drama with Moira, and Oliver, like, tried to cut his mom off, and then she was killed. And then, the healthiest relationship was probably with Wally and Francine and Barry and his mom, Nora. And they're both dead. Nora was probably the best mom ever. And she's dead because Reverse Flash killed her. And Barry's like a total mama's boy. And then you have Wally and Francine. Okay, so, I mean, she must have been a fairly good mom to Wally. But then you have to make Iris have drama with her mother. And, like, have Iris deal with the fact that her mom abandoned her. And, like, Iris is angry. And you don't even Francine dies before Iris is allowed to reconnect with her mom. And, like, really get to know her mother that she missed out on her whole entire life. So, what? But she's easily, and then in Flashpoint, she's not talking to Joe until the end, and then she's able to easily forgive Joe. Okay, fine, because that's still her dad, and was trying to protect her because that's the excuse to lie to female characters. And it's like, why are all the moms painted as the villains? And then they even do they do really stereotypical or racist tropes. We'll get to that in a minute. And then you have Felicity's mom, who Donna Smoke, as I said earlier, is not a very conventional mother, because she's not the kind of mom that stays at home. She's not a soccer mom who, like, drives a carpool full of kids, has sleepovers. She doesn't, what doesn't she do? she doesn't bake pies or cookies or whatever else, or have like homemade little dainty snacks for when little Fifi comes home from school. She's not that type of mother. But she's not a horrible mom until they decide to put in the fact that, oh, you cast me out of Felicity's life when she was little. How dare you do that? And I'm like, what? I don't buy that for a minute. Like, whatever storyline they have, I can't quite remember it. But if someone can remember it better than I do, please comment down below. Like, oh yeah, just get out of Felicity's life. I don't want you in her life. I only want to be in her life. Like, I don't buy that for a second, because Felicity's dad is already a criminal. And he's the calculator, but yet he still gets to walk Felicity down the aisle and she can forgive him easily, while she treats her mom like absolute shit. And yes, I know that Donna can be... I talked about this in my Felicity's a horrible feminist video. But I get that Donna can be overbearing and it can be a little bit embarrassing sometimes, but that doesn't give you the right to treat your mom like garbage or treat your mom like absolute shit. I mean, she did raise you for 18 years. She did keep you well fed. You were never abused. And I get that she's not a, like I said, she's not conventional, but God, Felicity, the way she treats her mom is so embarrassing. And dude, if I do so much as treat my mom like that, if I treated my mom like that, or if I treated my grandma the way Felicity treats her mom, or disrespected any of the women older than me in my family, dude, I would be thumped on the mouth. I'd probably get slapped. I'd get my ass kicked. Like, Felicity needs to get her ass kicked for how she treats her mom. Donna Smoke really should kick Felicity's ass for doing that. Yeah. So, again, Donna Smoke is not a terrible mom. Just kind of embarrassing and unconventional, but she's not like a horrible person. So, yeah. I'm saying I'm a lot. The next mom on this list is Dinah Drake. God. Dinah Drake. Like, I'm talking about Laurel's mom, okay? And not this fake character who they want to call Dinah Drake because they're disrespectful to the comics and all that shit. But Laurel's and Sarah's mom played favorites and did not care that Laurel... She admitted to letting Sarah sleep with Oliver. Like, I told Sarah to follow her heart. I told Sarah to, love whoever, even if it meant hurting my other daughter. So she basically let Laurel get thrown under the bus by allowing Sarah to sleep with Oliver. How, like, that's so messed up. And the other thing is, Dinah Drake, first of all, what they have done to this character, I'm sorry that people who write Dinah Drake in the comics, I'm sorry to anyone who was a fan, I'm sorry to the comic book fans who was a fan of the OG Dinah Drake, like Laurel's mother, to see her get disrespected. And apparently Alex Kingston, I believe her name is, who plays Dinah Drake in River Song, if I'm not correct, please correct me. She would have made a great predecessor to a great Black Canary. And she is supposed to be the original Golden Age Black Canary, but y'all, but that character's been written to, I've talked about this several times, but that character has been written into this clusterfuck of a mess. And yeah, so you wasted her, and you basically made her this sad, sappy mom who only came back because she thought Sarah was alive, and like was gonna stay around because Sarah was alive. And it's not even addressed that Sarah is a homewrecker, and Laurel's feelings aren't really addressed. Every time they try to address her feelings, it's like, oh, you're overreacting, oh, you're dumb, or oh, how dare you, you're too emotional, you shouldn't be doing this. And I'm just like, but y'all did this, but Sarah's feelings matter somehow, and Laurel isn't even allowed to feel angry with her mom. She's not even allowed to have Laurel and Dinah Drake, the real, like, Laurel's mother, because I'm going to call her Dinah Drake, because that's her name, okay? They don't even get to have a sit-down conversation about how much, Sarah has affected their lives. They don't, like, Laurel isn't even allowed to be angry with her mother. I'm not saying that she should, like, hold this against her mom, well, a little bit, but Laurel is, like, the only one really who should really be having beef with her mom. And Laurel is not allowed to say how much Sarah's decisions hurt her and to her mom. She doesn't even get to ask her mom why she would let Sarah go on that boat, knowing how it had affected her. Dinah Drake doesn't even apologize for letting Sarah cheat with Oliver. And then she's, like, gone for, like, until Laurel's death. She doesn't come back until Laurel's in the grave. So, not only do you have to traumatize this mom, like, 3 or 4 times, okay? Actually, well, she does come back in season 3 because she thinks Sarah is dead. You make Dinah Drake favor Sarah, who... Sarah... God, if you watch my other videos, you know that I fucking hate Sarah Lance. You let Dinah Drake... Let Sarah turn Dinah Drake into, like, this worst mom ever. Let her have Sarah cheat with Oliver. You don't even allow Laurel and her mother to have a discussion about how Laurel's been affected. She doesn't even ask how Laurel is. Like, Laurel's the one who lost her boyfriend and her sister, and, like, Dinah Drake isn't even checking on her own daughter, her other daughter. And then, the other thing is, what else? Dinah, she just, oh yeah, and then she only comes back if it's pertaining to Sarah, if she has a gut feeling about Sarah, not like, oh, how's my other daughter Laurel, you know, because she exists, or how's Laurel dealing with Sarah's loss. You make her lose Sarah 3 times, she comes back, Laurel dies, then Dinah Drake has to deal with the fact that her other daughter is dead. Like, it's so stupid. And you just, like, traumatizing the Lance family. And then Quentin is a shit dad for a while. And, like, his scenes with Black Siren, I guess, were kind of a do-over for how he treated his Laurel. But this is just asinine, and it's misogynistic. And you know what sucks? I want to see Black Siren have scenes with Earth 1 Laurel's mother. I want to see that. What would it be like if Dinah Drake, or as in Laurel's mom, meet Black Siren? Let's have that. Can we have that, Arrow? That would be awesome. And also, please cancel your show, because you are the most misogynistic show I've ever seen in my life, and Katie Cassidy is the only one carrying it on her back. Okay. Next up, we have Cecile and Joni. and things are kind of tense between them. They're not too horrible, but still, like, Joni's kind of a rebel, and Cecile, I mean, they talk at the end, so I don't really count their relationship as terrible. But then we have future Iris, okay? No, before future Iris, we have Caitlin and her mother, who, I don't know, it's like, it doesn't feel very, I know that Caitlin's mom is a bitch, but why is their relationship so off? And in season 3, Caitlin said that her mom didn't know her birthday, but then in a passcode that they punched in, where Ralph got his hand laser beamed, the passcode was Caitlin's birthday that her mom set, which, how can Caitlin's mom set a password of Caitlin's birthday if she supposedly didn't know it? Was that a continuity error, or was that a lie, or what? And Caitlin has all of this animosity toward her mom, and her mom is like, look, Caitlin, I'm sorry for whatever I've done. You're not a killer. I did not raise you to be this way. And that was a great bridge to have Caitlin and her mom make up. But no, instead it's, yeah, I helped forge your dad's death certificate, even though I didn't, and I lied about it. And yet Caitlin can forgive her dad. Caitlin's dad, okay, in this new iteration of her story, because Lord knows how many times it's been changed, her dad experimented on her and gave her these powers, and, like, that's so fucked up to do to your own daughter. But yet Caitlin is willing to forgive her dad, but she can't seem to get along with her mom. And I don't know why that is. Is that for, like, the sake of drama? Or is that for, like, the, where is it, do you guys, like, do these showrunners just jerk themselves to treating women like crap? Because this show treats female characters badly enough as it is, but yet the way they treat moms on this show, and then you have Carly Diggle, who was Andy Diggle's wife and the mother of his child, and she's gone because she's not a love interest. She was on Arrow. Like, she was in the really early seasons. And apparently, speaking of Diggles, Andy Diggle, John Diggle, and Lila Diggle are all super cool people in the comics. I mean, they're in less well-known comics. And they actually did, and Lila and John really did have a daughter named Sarah. But Arrow, being the dumb shits they are, completely erased her and replaced her with a guy because he just had to erase a biracial baby from existence and replace her with a dude. And, oh god, sorry, it's just, god, these shows are so stupid. And then, yeah, so she's gone. But then you have Iris and Nora excess. I wanted to kick Nora in the teeth. Little Nora in the teeth, so I'm gonna call her Little Nora after her grandma, because we, like, have 5 Noras in this universe for some reason, I don't know. And she treats her mom like, she treated her mom like absolute shit. And it's really annoying to watch. And all Iris wanted to do was get to know her daughter. And then Nora is deflecting what future Iris did on past/present/past Iris. And, like, it's not funny. I hate watching Iris get disrespected for no reason. And it's like, You guys jerk yourselves to putting Iris through the most tragic things, and she's got to be the strong woman to take it. She's got to take the fact that her daughter treats her like shit. She's got to take the fact that nobody really sticks up for her. The one line that really pissed me off, though, is like, and it's the same condescending, I know better than you crap. You sit behind a desk. I'm like, ugh. Okay, first off, there is, just a little side tangent, there is nothing wrong with sitting behind a desk and, navigating from behind a desk, and because lots of people who work at 911 dispatch, like my own mom does, she sits behind, she's behind a desk, but she's sending out the police, she's sending out cops when they're where they need to go, she has to get the address, they walk people through CPR over the phone, and, this comment of, all you do is sit behind a desk and do nothing helpful, that is so disrespectful to people who, I take that offensively because of what my mom does for her job, and, you know what? Sometimes the person behind the desks are trained in CPR, and they can walk you through CPR over the phone. And it's happened before. So, this whole sitting behind the desk thing is the worst thing and the laziest thing you can do. I mean, for some of it, some people are lazy that sit behind a desk, but not all of them. Have a nice tall glass of shut the fuck up, as Lovely T would say. And I'm sorry, I should dial back my anger because I just hate that. Have a tall glass of shut the hell up. Anyways. But future Iris is apparently this closed off, cold person to her daughter, and I don't see that. Why? I don't buy that. I don't buy that storyline because the way Iris is, she's a very protective mother. She is a very I feel like she would be open with her daughter, and why is she so closed off and cold? And this is the other thing when I mention the racist tropes they have rooted into the black mothers of this show. Francine, black mom, and she's a recovering drug addict. She's not in any type of science. She's not in any type of field. She's a recovering drug addict. And Iris is a closed off, cold mother, which are negative stereotypes on black women. And it's just, I don't know why you do this. But Caitlin's mom, you know what she is? Caitlin's mom is in STEM and is a scientist. But Iris's mom is a drug addict. She couldn't have been something more positive. A recovering drug addict, and then you have to kill her off. And we don't even get to see Iris make up with Francine or get to know Francine. She's just, oh, okay, I showed up in your life, here's your brother, I'm gonna die now. And the only moms that aren't really treated like shit in this Heroverse are Kara's mothers, the one Kryptonian mother and the one what is it? Her Earth mom, who's also Supergirl, Helen Slater. And yet, they're barely on the show. And now, the mom changed. Erica Durant now, a.k.a. Smallville Lois Lane, is now Kara's mom. And they killed off Astra, who was Kara's aunt. And I really liked Astra, but Why did you have to take Astra? You could have just taken Kara's uncle and left Astra, because Astra was a pretty cool chick. Or gal. And then, I don't know. Okay, so you treat them all like dirt. And the only other one who's actually treated well in the Arrowverse, well, not really in the Arrowverse, but the CW DCTV Heroverse is Lynn. You treat her pretty well, for the most part. I mean, she's not terrible, and she's in STEM, she's a doctor, and you know what? I'm going to say this, because I like kind of rubbing it in. Lynn is everything you want Caitlyn to be. Yeah, I said it. You want Caitlyn. Lynn is everything Caitlyn. Everything Snowberry fans want Caitlyn to be. A doctor, the love interest to the main hero, and the mother of his children. So, go Lynn. She got it going on. So, and she doesn't even have powers. But yeah. Anyways, onto the DCEU, the DC Cinematic Universe, where like Justice League and Aquaman take place. All of the moms on the show, or in the cinematic universe, are treated 100 times better than the moms in the Flareoverse. Because with Superman, he has a good relationship with his mother. It's stable, and he loves his mom dearly. And he calls her just to talk. He goes and tells her things. He is able to talk to his mom about his superheroing, which a lot of tropes would be like, oh, you can't be a superhero, it's dangerous, blah blah blah, or oh, my parents don't know this, I can't tell them this, it has to be a secret. It's like, no, that trope is really old. And speaking of that trope, on Black Lightning, I like Jennifer's story arc, because she's allowed to feel emotions and feelings and all of this stuff, and she's actually allowed to be a complex character, which is not normally given to a black female character. And she doesn't have the trope where both her parents are dead. Her parents are helping her through her process of controlling her powers. And she has her parents to go through it with. Although, she better get her ass back home. But anyways, back to the DCEU verse. The moms on the show are... like, Clark has a really good relationship with his mom, Martha. And the other thing I like is, you may not be my son biologically, but you're still my son through my heart. And I love it a lot. And he, like, talks to his mom about normal things. Like, you can tell that he has a really good relationship with his mother. And he is allowed to feel things. Like the scene where he is in the movie The Man of Steel, the scene where Clark is in the classroom and he's feeling overstimulated, kind of like a kid with autism would. He runs out to the closet, or he runs to the janitor's closet to hide, but why is the teacher she's such a dumbass in that scene? Like, your kid is having one of your students is having a meltdown because he's overstimulated, and you have the nerve to, like, not talk to him in a calm voice. Oh. And Clark is crying in the closet, and he's like, the world's too big, Mom. And he's like, and she just, like that, calms him down. And, like, her voice calms her down, and calms him down, and she's able to calm Clark down, and he's able to collect himself. Like, he's this kid with superpowers and all these good abilities, but people are just like, oh, he should be able to punch people. He doesn't need help. He's overpowered. It's like, well, even the Man of Steel needs his mommy's help sometimes. Okay? And it's okay. I'm 23 and I still want my mommy sometimes. Like, I always want my mommy to scratch my back, but who cares? And then you have Aquaman, who is like, why did you leave me? He's not, when he sees his mom Atlanta again, he's not like, why did you leave me? Or, I hate you, you left me. No, it's like, oh, by the way, Dad still waits for you on the dock. He still loves you. How have you been, Mom? When can I see my mother? And his mom left him for safety, but is he angry? Is he bitter? Is he mad? No. He's just like, Mom. And he welcomes her with open arms, hugs her, and he just tells her, by the way, Dad still waits for you at the dock. And then even Orm, who is Arthur's half brother, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. You made our mom leave, you half breed. And Atlanta, or Nicole Kidman's character, shows up, or is it Atlanta? I think it's Atlanta. And she's like, no more killing. And he's like, Mom? Because I saw in a cartoon version that Orm kills his own mother, which, that's disgusting. Ew. And he's really glad to see his mom. He loves his mother. He misses his mom. And he's like, Mom? It was so beautiful. And he could have been the villain, like, you forgive him? You forgive our half-breed of a son? My half-breed of a brother? And it's like, no. It's like, Orm is not mad at his mom. He is not. He kind of stops being angry at Arthur. But he clearly loves his mom. And he's really relieved to see her. But the good guys on the CW verse, like Felicity, especially Felicity, and Caitlin, well, she's not really a good guy, but they all treat their moms like they're the worst people ever. And the only other mom that was treated well on the CW verse, or who seemed to have a good relationship with her mother, was Jessie Quick. And guess what? Her mom is dead too. So, yeah. And then you have, Barry's mom is dead. And you have Bruce's mom, who's also dead. But the thing in BVS, the Martha scene, was like, why did you say that name? And Bruce is, like, super traumatized because that's what he heard his dad say. And even, like, the mom sharing the same name, and Zack Snyder playing off the fact that Bruce and Clark's mom do share a name, was really clever because it showed that, one, Clark cared about his mom, cares about his mother, he loves his mother dearly, and two, this video is almost 40 minutes long, is that Clark and Bruce have a lot more in common and found some common ground, despite the fact that Clark is not technically a human, but they find that they have more common ground and that they're able to work together after that. So anyways, this concludes my video on how the CW verse and the DC Cinematic Universe treats mothers, or the difference in how they treat treat the mothers of the heroes. So if you guys like this video, leave a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, leave suggestions, and have a good one.